problem starts with us, the non-Aboriginal Australians. Nowhere in the world, I would venture, is a message more stark than Australia. We cannot simply sweep injustice aside. We non-Aboriginal Australians should perhaps remind ourselves that Australia once reached out for us. Didn't Australia provide opportunity and care for the dispossessed Irish? Did it not for the poor of Britain, the refugees from war and famine, and persecution in the countries of Europe and Asia? If it isn't reasonable to say that if we can build a prosperous and remarkable harmonious multicultural society in Australia, surely we can find just solutions to the problems which beset the first Australians, the people to whom the most injustice has been done. And as I say, the starting point might be to recognise that the problem starts with us, the non-Aboriginal Australians.
Believe this as a solution to the Aboriginal problem. Herd the worst of the Aborigines into one area and put a chemical in their water that sent them sterile. In time, there'd be none of them left. Well, that solution has been put forward by none other than one of the Premier's closest friends, West Australian mining magnate, Lang Hancock.
Those that have been assimilated into earning good living or earning wages amongst the civilised areas, that have been accepted into society, and they have accepted society and can handle society, I'd leave them well alone. The ones that are no good to themselves, can't accept things, the half-caste, and this is where most of the trouble comes, I would dope the water up so that they were sterile and would breed themselves out in the future, and that would solve the problem.
The do-gooders came along, and these bureaucrats and the rest of them who write great theses on things down south about problems in the north, and they decided that they better go and civilise these savages of ours, so they brought them into the towns, threw them in amongst the people, and they closed their eyes and shut their eyes to the problems that confront the white population.
There's no way in the world that I am happy with the fact that money is being lent to Aborigines at 2% to build houses, when our young people have got to pay 14 and 15% to build a house, and they've got to work their guts out and pay tax to get it. The Aborigines are getting absolutely total help from not only the federal government, the Queensland government. Now, I wouldn't mind if it was just the blacks, the true Aborigines, but there are so many hybrids, and they're nearly white, and this is where it hurts me.
Vote yes forever.
It's May 1967, and Australia is going to the polls. Not to usher in a new government, but something far more ambitious, a new social order.
The referendum is on Saturday, and it's important that we should have the maximum vote because the eyes of the world are on Australia. They're waiting to see whether or not the white Australian will take with him as one people the dark Australian.
The so-called dark Australians, the country's native Aboriginal inhabitants, were not yet counted in the nation's census. Instead, the country's white rulers noted them down as part of Australia's flora and fauna. This vote was a bid to change that rule and to have Aboriginal interests represented at the national level.
Aboriginal people were regarded as being one step above animals, but still a long way below the status of human beings. So at that time, Aboriginal people were herded together and placed on these missions reserves, and their lives were fully regulated and controlled by white administrators.
my people, my people, my people, my people's future is uncertain because we are forced to give up our past. My Indigenous culture continues to be diminished and eroded by a white Australia that is hypocritical and criminal. They destroy Indigenous schools. They will not allow Indigenous children to learn their native languages. They are creating the conditions of life with the intent to destroy. Their judges lie. Their prime ministers lie. Their parliaments lie. My people cannot speak to judges, nor get answers from judges. You cannot get appropriate medical help. You cannot get protection under the local or international laws. There is widespread oppression, exploitation and degradation of Indigenous peoples, of immigrants and of refugees. Human rights are for everyone, or there will be no human rights for anyone. Back in the United Nations, look at the children of brough getting involved and tell them that their human rights are being sought for and attacked as those of Australia's Indigenous children.